losers! In today's video, I'm going to be talking about baseball. Now, baseball, it's not the best sport in the world. However, if you're a fan of it, you'd probably consider it the best sport in the world, like it is the best sport in the world or whatever to you. And whatever else. Well, I'm not gonna try and crap down on baseball fans for whatever the hell happened at the World Series, Like, I'm not gonna try and crap for, who won in the World Series, I'm not gonna try and crap on you in whatever current year that World Series happened, I'm not gonna go do that, because I have no idea who could possibly win in those games, because I'm not in the future. And I don't watch baseball either, so... Well, I don't watch it as much as I used to. I used to be more of a big baseball fan. I used to be like, I was one of those guys when the Yankees and the Tigers had a game, I was there. Whenever that happened or whenever the World Series was there, I kind of watched it. Or just whenever the Tigers played, because I was a big Tigers fan. Detroit Tigers, However, they did have some steam, but I just stopped watching it because I just got bored with the games and stuff. Because I would say the last generation of when they had rookies that cared about it, at least American rookies, was like 2014, 11 years ago, which from the year I'm watching this in is 2025, so it would make it 11 years ago for me anyway. But yeah, in America, you don't really need to have baseball to appeal to Americans anymore because there simply isn't a need to, Like, it might sound like, but wouldn't that mean I would have to be around a bunch of foreigners? Yeah, you probably would, because those are the people who would actually care about baseball. Us Americans, we have no need to care about baseball because the MLB... for the people who do care about baseball, they have simply no need for it because they have other countries where it actually is the number one sport and isn't just like, that one Yankee fan who's from like Ohio who really loves baseball and does it every day, I swear. It isn't like that kind of conversation. It's more of just like there are actual countries where it is the most number one played and the most number one watched sport in that country on the daily level. That kind of thing, which would be, Colombia, Japan, Dominican Republic, I think, and a few other countries from Asia and South America, sort of. There's like a few, but not a lot, in South America, I mean. In Asia, there's quite a bit of few, and then there's nothing much else after that. And because of this, they realized, how about we just start advertising towards countries that don't just care about it, but have it as like their number one sport, where it's like the thing over there, the game they really love to play. Go to those kind of countries because that's where the most money for the sport is. So, because of it, you're going to have a lot of foreign players. However, a lot of American baseball fans, they're like, oh my god, how is it not as popular as it was in 1972 or something? Because that was 1972. That was back when people actually cared about it and when we had good American players. Now it's like we don't even need good American players. We just need good players to represent America. That's it. We don't really need for it to be an even popular sport in America. We just need it to be mainstream enough that it's like they can easily make money later on, but not so popular that it can disrupt the flow of other countries, because then it would look like it's purely an American sport. You don't want to give that idea for baseball specifically because of how internationally big it is now. At least that's what they're framing it as. Because, they got to give other countries a chance so that way there is other sports, such as baseball, in their country. That kind of thing. And yeah, like I said, I've never really been a huge fan of baseball, but I can see how you could like it depending on, whatever happens in those games, I guess you could say. But it's like, yeah, they just don't really have to appeal to Americans anymore to get rich. All they have to do is just go to those countries that actually care about the game, because at least then they'll have guaranteed money. And the only reason why they even still appeal in the U.S. is simply just because they have those foreign players that do so well. Like, you could, like, I know, the only reason why I know about it is because I have people who are baseball fans. I know, like, not a lot of people, but I know, like, 2 or 3 people in my life that are big baseball fans, and they said the best were not even Americans. But again, that isn't necessarily a terrible thing. All it really just means is it's more of an international sport than it used to be like 30, 40 years ago. It's much more famous worldwide than it is here. So they don't really have to appeal. They just let them appeal because there is baseball fans here. Not because, we have to appeal here because this is where the sport originated. Like, no, it originated in England, by the way. It's just baseball is America's oldest sport, and we embraced it really early on. So because of it, there was a time when it was really popular, and that's why people would go, oh, it's an American sport. But in the future, people would just go, it's a sport, it's a world sport. That kind of thing. Instead of just going, oh yeah, it's only really for Americans, And by the looks of it, it's mostly just Asian countries going after each other, specifically East Asian countries. However, there can be other countries going after that sport. But, it's baseball. It's Moneyball, I guess you could say. So, unless you're into it, you're just not going to really know, that kind of thing. Well, anyway, yeah. Have a nice day, I guess, and if you're a baseball fan or any fan of any sport, let me know your opinion on this topic if you want to, anyway. You can give your opinion if you do care, if you don't care. Hate it, love it, whatever. Yeah, just let me know, I guess, if you want to, anyway. So, I shall see you later. And just remember, stay ugly.